Living is a word that comes to mind when I look out into our community and see the many different ways people are reaching out and connecting with those in need. In our gospel reading this Sunday, we hear about the Good Shepherd, and it reminded me of the pilgrimage I took 5 years ago to Jerusalem. On one of our travels in Jerusalem, we ran into a very deep and thick fog, so our driver pulled off to the side of the road. Our tour guide shared that there was a shepherd about a half a mile up the road and asked if we'd like to see him. We did. And we asked him questions as to what his role was in caring for the sheep. He shared that it was his job to take care of the sheep from any predators that would come lurking around. It was also his job to make sure that they got to green pastures safely, and that it was his job to take care of the sick. He also taught a few of the members in the group how to call for the sheep. However, when they called, we didn't see the sheep or hear them. So the shepherd called out to the sheep, and we immediately heard the sheep call back to him. He continued and continued to call them, and they came running out of the very deep and thick fog and surrounded him. And everywhere he went, the sheep went. They followed him. And there had to have been 75 to 100 sheep there that day. And there were a few sheep that didn't follow him, that came out of the fog, but that didn't follow him. So we asked him, why? And he shared that those sheep had been bought from another shepherd, and that they were following the sheep out of the fog, but that they didn't know the shepherd's voice. They couldn't hear his voice, but they were following the other sheep. In today's reading that John shares with us, Jesus, the Good Shepherd, is calling for us. How are we listening to his loving call? How are we continuing to act in his loving embrace?